Hey there folks, and happy Sunday! My name is Amiibo Jason, and welcome to the Nintendo Wiretap Weekly Wrap-Up for Sunday, October 21st, 2018. Today we're taking a look back at all of the biggest Nintendo news stories from the Nintendo Wiretap from the past week. So, let's start off with Monday. On Monday's show, we showed off a brand new Nintendo Switch console coming on November 2nd, featuring Diablo. Okay, let's get this straight. In the month of November, we have not one, not two, but three limited edition Nintendo Switch consoles coming out. First up is a Super Smash Bros. Ultimate Nintendo Switch, which comes out on November 2nd. This one comes with a voucher for the game, Super Smash Bros. Themed Joy-Con, and of course, a very amazing dock that features characters from Super Smash Bros. And if that wasn't enough, we're also getting a Let's Go Pikachu and a Let's Go Eevee themed Nintendo Switch system as well. This one comes with a copy of the game, a Pokeball Plus, a limited edition Nintendo Switch dock featuring, you guessed it, Pikachu and Eevee, and one of the cooler things on this one is on the very back of the Nintendo Switch, there are silhouettes of both Pikachu and Eevee right on the back. This one is very cool. I have this one pre-ordered. I can't wait. And just when you thought the madness was over, Nintendo has confirmed a third limited edition Nintendo Switch bundle is coming out in November. This time, instead of a family-friendly design, we get Diablo 3 Eternal Collection. That's right, Diablo 3 is getting its very own Nintendo Switch. So what does $359 get you? Well, it gets you a copy of the game, a Diablo-styled carrying case, a dock with characters from the game, and the very back of the system itself is Diablo-themed as well. So this is actually a really neat bundle. If you do want to pick this up, it is a GameStop exclusive, so if you want one, we have a link in the description down below. You can pre-order it and pick it up at GameStop. However, if you're gonna ask me about this one, I'm struggling to think who this one is really marketed towards. I feel like in this case, it's gonna be a very hard sell to get a lot of people to pick up this bundle, especially with a Pokemon themed and a Super Smash Bros. Themed pretty much in the same 2-week window. However, maybe I'm completely wrong. I do know Diablo is a big franchise. I know a lot of people that play the game. But again, I'm struggling to see if this thing is going to perform, but if I'm wrong, let me know in the comments down below. On Tuesday's show, we took a look at an adorable Boo beanbag and brand new Pokemon-themed McDonald's toys. Over the past few years, it seems like Nintendo and McDonald's have had an incredibly strong relationship. We've seen Mario Kart toys, we've seen toys from New Super Mario Bros., we've seen Pokemon toys, and now we're getting even more Pokemon toys coming very soon. Over the past few weeks, we've known that a Pokemon Happy Meal toy was coming very soon. They were teasing it on the official Happy Meal website, but until now, we had no idea what these toys looked like. Okay, bear with me. Pokemon names are really bad for me. I always mispronounce these, but I'm gonna do my best. We have Thundurus, Tornadus, Palkia, Latios, Latias, Dialga, Reshiram, and Zekrom. Did I get those right? Crossing my fingers. On top of that, with every Happy Meal, you get a Pokemon card as well, like we've seen in the past. Now you can expect these toys to hit McDonald's very soon. They are, at this point, scheduled to be the next toy to hit. Stay tuned. What do you guys think about this story? Do you care about any of these Pokemon toys? Let us know in the comments down below. Next up, this is one of my favorite stories of the day. A gigantic Boo beanbag is coming later this November from ThinkGeek, and I want one really bad. So, here's what we know so far about this beanbag. Number one, this thing is really big. According to the website, it's 38 inches wide by 28 inches tall, which is pretty darn big. It's also officially licensed by Nintendo and a ThinkGeek exclusive, so if you want to pick one of these up, it's gonna have to be at GameStop or ThinkGeek. Now, if you do want to pick one of these up, supposedly they're coming in late November of 2018, so very soon, for $140. On Wednesday, we took a look at some brand new Pokemon accessories coming for the Nintendo Switch, and let me tell you, some of these are amazing. Can you believe we're less than 1 month away from the release of Pokemon Let's Go Eevee and Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu? I know, time flies, it just seems like yesterday this game was first announced, but now we even have more reason to get excited for November 16th. The good folks at Hori are releasing a plethora of Nintendo Switch accessories featuring Pokemon. So let's take a look at all of them and kind of discuss what they do. Now this first item is by far my favorite. This is the Hori Pokeball Plus Drop and Charge Stand. Now, if you're like me, you cannot wait to get your hands on the Pokeball Plus. This thing's great. It's a controller, you can play with the Pokemon inside of it, and yes, it even works with Pokemon Go, but at the end of a hard day, what are you gonna do? Just plug this thing into your Switch with a cable? I don't think so. This thing is amazing. It looks like a mini Pokemon Center for your desk. All you have to do, take your Pokeball Plus, set it right on top, and bada bing, bada boom, it's charging. Now, the only thing that would make this better would be if it played the Pokemon Center music anytime you dropped a Pokeball in there, but I know I'm asking for too much. Now, if you want to pick this thing up, it comes out on November 16th for $19.99. We have a link in the description down below. Next up, we have the Hori D-pad controller featuring Pikachu. Now, before we get started, I'm gonna have a couple disclaimers on this thing first. Number one, when this thing first came out, yes, it drained the battery from the Nintendo Switch. Luckily, this issue has been corrected. Now, the other thing to keep in mind is this is not a real Joy-Con. It's not wireless, there's no motion controls, there's no HD rumble. Keep that in mind before you pick this up. You need to keep this thing docked to your system. If you keep all of that in mind, this controller is still a pretty cool thing. I have mine and I love it. Anytime I'm out on the road, I'm playing games like Arcade Archives, maybe Undertale, even Mega Man, this thing actually works great. I mean, I'm a 90s kid, so I need to have myself a good D-pad. Again, if you want to pick this one up, they are $24.99. The Pikachu edition comes out on November 16th. But you can get a Mario and a Legend of Zelda one right now. Finally, tonight we're taking a look at some cases. First up, we're taking a look at the Hori Nintendo Switch Pikachu Protector. Say that 10 times fast. Now this is interesting, it comes in 3 pieces. Joy-Con covers, back cover, and front cover. The back of this has a Pokemon logo, and you have a nice little picture of Pikachu, if that's your thing. The Joy-Con covers on these as well also feature Pikachu tails and their gold accents. Now this sort of thing really isn't for me, but maybe it's for you. If you want to pick one up, again, November 16th, this one goes for $24.99. We also have 3 additional cases. One is made of aluminum, one is just a pouch, and the other one is a tough pouch. Now the nice thing about these is they all have very different designs on them, so depending on what you want, there's a style for you. The soft pouches run at $19.99 and the aluminum one goes for $24.99. On Thursday's show, I found out my wallet is about to cry because 151 Kanto Pokemon plushies are coming to North America. It's been a big month for Nintendo merchandise. We've seen controllers, plushies, cases, you name it, it's out there. And now we have 2 more pieces to talk about. The first one today is a brand new Nintendo Switch controller featuring artwork from Diablo 3. Now this one's coming from Power A and it's part of their enhanced wireless controller line, and we were lucky enough to get our hands on other controllers in this series, and let me tell you, I love these things. So this one is going to be one of my favorite ones of the year. Now keep in mind, if you haven't seen our review on the other enhanced wireless controllers, these things are wireless, they have motion controls built in, but there's no rumble, and there's no NFC touchpad, so no Amiibo support. But besides that, if you want to pick this one up, it's a GameStop exclusive. They come out the same day as Diablo 3 on November 2nd. Next up, we're talking about a brand new line of Pokemon plushies coming to the US Pokemon Center. Now, these have been in Japan for some time now, but it's exciting to see that they're finally coming to the US. The line is called Sitting Cuties, and it's comprised of all 151 original Kanto Pokemon. Now, they're coming out in waves in the US, but there's a pretty big list that we're going to see right off the bat. We have that over at NintendoWire.com. You can find a full list in the description down below. What I really like about these is they're very tiny plushies, and for the most part, they're relatively affordable, so if you want to get a handful of them, it's not going to break the bank like other Pokemon Center plushies might do. Now, again, these things are smaller than a lot of other plushies, but I really love how these things look. Now, there's no word about pricing or when we might see these actually hit the Pokemon Center other than sometime very soon, but if we go by Japan pricing, they were about $9.90, so I'm guessing these are going to be about $10 a piece. If you do the math, that's going to be about $1,500 if you want to get every single one of these, which I know some of you might be crazy enough to do. But you know what they say, being a Pokemon master isn't easy. And last but not least, my favorite story of the week. We got to take a look at some brand new Amiibo re-releases coming up very soon, and we took an in-depth look at the re-released Smash Bros. Amiibo packaging. Alright folks, let me walk you through a small portion of my day. Now, one thing I do as a die-hard, crazy Amiibo fan almost daily is head over to the Nintendo CPSIA website. Now, if you have no idea what that is, don't worry, a lot of people don't. It's a website that Nintendo runs that has certificates of all of their brand new products. So if they release a new Amiibo, there's a new certificate right there on the website. This is usually a really good way for us to tell when a new Amiibo is coming, or if an Amiibo is getting a re-release. And today, what do I see out of the corner of my eye but a bunch of other Amiibo that we didn't know about getting a re-release very soon. Now, the biggest name on here has to be Wii Fit Trainer. This is one that if you're a die-hard fan from all the way back in 2014 and 2015, you know just how hard this Amiibo was to get. It was part of the supposed holy trinity of Amiibo featuring Marth, Wii Fit Trainer, and the Villager. So it's really good to see this Amiibo making a comeback. Now, there are other Amiibo on this list as well. The full list is Sheik, Captain Falcon, Wii Fit Trainer, Marth, Jigglypuff, Charizard, Lucario, Zelda, and Super Smash Bros. Peach. Now, Peach has been more and more difficult to get, so it's really nice to see this one come back too. Now, we've known about some of these for some time, and this list isn't even complete. We know that Ganondorf is also coming back because it's a Best Buy exclusive, and we also know that Pac-Man is also coming back. Why? Because he came out today, and that's the next part of this story. And this part is, depending on how you look at it, a good thing or a bad thing. So as I went to Best Buy today to pick up my copy of Dark Souls, on the store shelf, there I see it, the Pac-Man Amiibo re-release, but something's different. That's right, as we reported before, the box for this Amiibo is now different, as are all of the other Smash Bros. Re-releases coming out. Now, the big thing here is the big red Nintendo logo on the front and on the sides of this Amiibo. This is by far the biggest thing that I'd say is going to differentiate this one from others, and if you're an in-box collector, this might kind of mess up your vibe, but for most people, I imagine it's not a major deal. Now, the next thing here is the Japanese name under the English name. Now, there's a very good reason for this. Up until now, Smash Bros. Amiibo have had 3 varieties: North America, Europe, and Japan. 3 varieties, 3 separate boxes. Now Nintendo is consolidating the 3 boxes into one, so all 3 regions are getting the exact same box, thus the Japanese text. Also, if you flip this box around, you see Japanese text all over the back of this thing. It's not distracting, it's just different, and we're gonna have to get used to it. The only other thing we see here is they added a Nintendo Switch and a 3DS onto the back of the box, and the artwork is slightly different. Now, the thing I'm shocked about is that there's no mention whatsoever about Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, which is kind of a weird thing for me, but who knows, I'm sure Nintendo has their reasons. And there you have it, folks, all of the stories from this past week. But stay tuned to Nintendo Wire, we have even more amazing Nintendo news coming at you very soon. So until then, stay wired in. Bye, guys.